Hey guys, in this video I'm going to run through how to eliminate funnel drop-off with these essential pre-purchase flows. So this is really important because if you don't have all of these flows, and a lot of brands I talk to don't actually have them, they think they have them, they don't. If you don't have them, a lot of sales which are basically in your grasp are just slipping right out. And this is going to cost you hundreds of sales a month, thousands of sales a year, which it's going to be happening on autopilot. So you fix it once and it's going to solve the problem essentially. So it's also, if you're spending money on Klaviyo, you're not using it to its full potential if you don't have all of these flows. So let's just look, at the funnel of how people are on your site. They get onto your website, they look at products. If they see something they like, they click on it. If they like that product, they'll add it to cart, and then they'll give you their card information and purchase, and then actually, buy the item. At each stage, there's a little bit of drop off. So a lot of people will come to the website, but not everyone's going to go to the product. Some will leave. Some will leave before adding the cart. Some will leave here. So the thing is, we want to make our pre-purchase flows targeted to each of these stages, because this is what we have data on. We can measure each of these. So that's what the pre-purchase flows do. When someone's active on site, we make a flow that triggers if they leave without clicking on a product. If they browse a specific product, just look at a product, not add to cart, it'll reach out to them via email with some messaging to get them to add it to cart, and so on. So that's how these pre-purchase flows work. The thing though, to target these people, they need to be in your email list, because you can't email someone if you don't have their email. And if you have their email, probably likely going to receive your welcome series. So I won't talk as much on this because this isn't. It's a bit more of an in-depth topic. You can find another video on that. But the main thing to note here is that the conversion metric needs to convert at $1 to $5 per recipient. Minimum of $1. So optimize your welcome series until you can get it to $1 per recipient. And the reason I have 5 is if you have a super expensive product, you should aim for higher. So we have a product which is AOV about 200, 300. So $5 is a good metric for that. Whereas if you have a product that's more expensive, $1,000, you could probably look at something like 7 to 10. Okay, now first flow, active on-site flow. So, like I said, this triggers when someone's active on site and leaves without clicking on an item. So what you want to do, you want to think about why they would leave. They haven't seen something that interests them. So in this flow, you want to make content that actually just shows you the best-selling products. You can frame it as, hey, these are the things that are curated for you. But items that are most likely to resonate are your best-selling products. Those are the ones that are tested. So just show your best sellers. And make it a short flow. Make it 1 email or just two emails max. And the reason I say that is because if this is kind of like a creepy flow on some extent. Like customers don't like to think that you're watching every move that you make on their website. So make it short. Don't follow up too much. First email, make it best sellers. Second, if you have a tool, like let's say try on sunglasses tool, or if you have a guide on which of your products helps with what, on the second email, link them to that just to pique some interest. But that's it, 2 emails. Now, viewed product. This is when someone actually clicks a product. And this is powerful. A lot of brands don't actually have this. It's called a browse abandonment flow as well. So the content strategy here is they've seen your product, but they're not really sold on it. So you need to convince them, like, what are the primary benefits of your products? Don't hard sell here. Just focus more on education. And the thing to note here is also the amount of deliveries you'll get, or the amount of data you have coming in. If you have 1,000 people, if you have 10 people looking at your product every day, you can just make a general viewed product flow that triggers 10 times a day, and if it works, it works. If you have 1,000 people or 2,000 people viewing your products every day, you can afford to branch it out and make it more product specific, right? Talk about the benefits. If they click on this particular product, here's the benefits of this product. Not hard selling still, but just giving a bit more education. But that's one thing to consider, just how many deliveries you have before determining how much effort you put into this flow, because you don't want to branch it out and spend time branching out this flow when there's other areas where you could have much higher impact with your effort, essentially. Abandoned cart. This is actually one of the big problems that I see. And a lot of brands think they have an abandoned cart flow, but they don't. They have an abandoned checkout. So this is what it's supposed to look like. Abandoned cart it's supposed to say added to cart underneath. And abandoned checkout is supposed to say checkout started underneath. Now, if in your Klaviyo, your abandoned cart says checkout started, you don't have an abandoned cart email flow, right? And you understand how powerful that email flow is, but you don't have it. You have an abandoned checkout, and that is costing you very tangibly a lot of money. Because when you import an abandoned cart using the template for Shopify Klaviyo integration, automatically gives you abandoned checkout. It's not an abandoned cart. So you need to manually set up this pixel or this event. Go into your Shopify code and do it. And that's how you have a proper abandoned cart. But yeah, both of these flows, they both make the same amount of money. So if you only have one, you're missing out on half. That's only half as much as you could be earning, or half the abandoned carts you're converting. So, content strategy for this, you can be a bit more direct here in terms of, hey, you added this to cart, go ahead and complete your purchase. And you can do a few angles with that. You can do the education angle. This is what you get, or this is what you're missing out on if you don't get it. You can do the urgency angle. It's like, hey, we have X amount of stock of this. Or, you want to really complete your purchase now. We don't recommend the discount angle, but it's something that some brands can do. What we generally recommend is for the first purchase, you want to do everything you can to sell them at full price without cheapening your brand. For the second or third purchase, that's when we can afford to do that. And the reason is our data shows that when people come back for a second or third purchase, their average order value is 20 to 30% larger. So you can afford to give 20% a 20% discount if their average order value is going to be 30% larger, right? You don't need to, but that's when you can think about it. Or you want to reward people that have already, fallen in love with you. Essentially, you don't want to give them the discount to make them like you. But yeah, I don't recommend it. But if you have a super expensive product, it could be something that's worthwhile. Then there's the abandoned checkout, and this is kind of similar messaging as well. The only thing is just emphasize a bit more on the refund policy, the shipping, and the guarantees, because they've added to cart and they've gone to the page where they can purchase, and that's where they pick shipping information. That's where they pick, actual stuff. So something there is probably what's caused them to drop off. So just have a bit more information on shipping, have a bit more information on your refund policy, your guarantees. If you have anything like that, this is where you'd include that information. But also, similar to abandoned cart, benefits and education is useful to have. And that's basically it. So if you're an e-commerce brand making over 50K a month, I can actually make you a active on-site flow. I'll write you that for free. Just go onto our website, hamiltonemails.co, and we'll do it for you. Or you can join our newsletter for free. And we'll give you free tips on email marketing, and we email that twice a week. Very helpful information. So, see you in the next one, and thanks for watching. Bye.